History of the Swedish community. Swedish ethnicity traced back to Viking voyage across Finland, the Baltic coast, and deep river rooted into modern-day Russia. Sweden arose from early Germanic tribes and is considered a Scandinavian country that has a Germanic language. Around 100 CE, Oleg is counted as the first king of Finland and the first king that ruled throughout Gotland. This region coalesced in the 11th and the 12th centuries into a Christian kingdom, including Finland. The Swedes made extensive journeys throughout Eastern Europe during the Viking Age. Following the Protestant Reformation in the 1500s, Sweden became a unified kingdom with an intense Lutheran identity. From the late 1800s to the early 1900s, millions of Swedish emigrated, particularly to Northern America, carving out a tight-knit diaspora around shared culture and religious traditions. Popular perception of health and illness of the Swedish community. Health concerns in modern Swedish culture are considered to be something that should be viewed with prevention, regular checkups, vaccinations, and a robust public health messaging. Swedish society has long placed a high level of trust in medical experts and belief in balance, moderation, privacy, work-life balance, and in being connected with nature. People often downplay illness and tend to prefer to take care of minor health problems independently. Human health was a relationship of the body, soul, environment, and social obligations. It was this balance is what health was supposed to be. The focus is especially important in early modern Sweden and Finland. Elite medical practices practice humoral theory, while more rural and minority groups has access to folk healing. Susanna's bathhouse and grooming were a major part of daily health practices. Despite professional medicine expanding in the 18th and the 19th centuries, numerous continues relying on trusted local healers. Swedish health perspective, past and present, foster holism, balance, prevention, and community values.
3 diseases that affect the Swedish population. Heart disease. Ischemic heart disease is the most common form of heart disease in Sweden. The annual mortality rate from the diseases is 241 deaths per 100,000 people. A major contributor to ischemic heart disease and other cardiovascular disease is diabetes. Major risk factors include high blood pressure and cholesterol, smoking, stress, lack of exercise, poor eating habits, and unhealthy weight. An estimated 31.1% of Swedes are physically inactive. Additionally, 59.2% are overweight and 22% are obese. During healthcare delivery, it must be taken into account that Swedish food can be very high in carbs and refined sugars, which are likely contributors to this problem. Respiratory diseases. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease is the most common form of respiratory disease and frequently undiagnosed. About 500,000 people in Sweden have the disease. Every year, about 3,000 people die from COPD. Age is a contributor to the disease as well as smoking. Despite COPD diagnosis, many people continue to smoke until death. During healthcare delivery, it should be taken into account that smoking is a big part of Swedish culture. Alzheimer's disease and dementia. In 2012, an estimated 173,000 people in Sweden had dementia, accounting for 1.82% of the population. This is higher than the 1.55% average in the European Union. Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia contribute to 69.1 deaths per 100,000 people per year. These are some Swedish traditional healing methods. Swedish bitters. Swedish bitters is a high-proof herbal mixture consisting of 22 ingredients that has been used in Sweden since the 16th century. This natural herbal medicine is used to treat a variety of conditions such as digestive problems, insulin resistance, cleansing the body of toxins, reducing stress and anxiety, reduce inflammation, joint and muscle pain, or to diminish insect bites. According to a Swedish radio response, my home remedy for colds. Dissolve 2 throat lozenges into boiling water in a big cup. Squeeze half a lemon and pour in the juice. Add a splash of whiskey and honey. Will tickle your sinuses in a nice way. Helene Gustavon. Ear infection. According to a Swedish radio response, a peeled garlic clove in your ear if you have an ear infection is very effective. Katrine Manison. Another listener added that it is important to wrap the garlic clove in a piece of cotton. Don't put it directly in your ear. Only half of the Swedish population practices religion in general, so this is not something very significant in Swedish cures. Swedish massage. A masseuse is a Swedish person that performs massage techniques. Benefits include improving blood circulation, easing stress and pain, boosting immunity, easing nerves, and draining lymph.
In conclusion, Sweden's cultural history and health beliefs show how deeply tradition and modernity influence one another. From early Viking and Germanic roots to centuries of Lutheran identity, Sweden developed strong values around balance, self-reliance, and community responsibility. These cultural foundations shape how Swedes interpret health and illness today. As we discussed earlier, modern Swedish society places a high emphasis on prevention, regular checkups, and trust in medical experts. At the same time, traditional elements such as saunas, herbal remedies, nature-based healing, and earlier folk practices still hold cultural significance. Together, these perspectives reflect Sweden's long-standing view of health as a balance between the body, environment, and community. In conclusion, at the same time, Sweden faces ongoing healthcare challenges, including serving an aging population, supporting mental health, and ensuring equitable access for immigrant and rural communities. Sociocultural and political factors continue to shape how healthcare is delivered, much like they have throughout Sweden's history. Overall, understanding Swedish cultural beliefs and health traditions helps us see how prevention, moderation, privacy, and community values contribute to a strong health outcome. It also reminds us of the importance of culturally informed care by recognizing how Swedish patients view illness, healing, and healthcare relationships. Providers can offer care that is respectful, effective, and aligned with the population's values. At the same time,